Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. What if I were to tell you that you could still get a $9 plate of roast meats over rice at a sit-down restaurant in New York City? Well, today, I'm going to show you such a place in New York's Chinatown, right in the hustle and bustle of busy Canal Street. Our restaurant is called Sai Gai, a true neighborhood institution dating back to the 1970s. Today, I am going to order 4 dishes, give you my opinion, and in a new segment, I am going to review the star of the show. What could that be, you ask? Stay tuned, and I'm sure you won't want to miss it. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. I'm at Sai Gai, or Sai Gai. It's a restaurant that's on Canal Street in Chinatown. It's one of the oldest restaurants in Chinatown. I remember as a kid that this restaurant may have been around in the 1970s, but in any case, I came here on occasion, not very often, and I wanted to do a review of this restaurant because, let's face it, it's one of the oldest restaurants and it must be here for a good reason. Sai Gai is known mainly for their roast meats, and I know that because I've read a lot of reviews, and most of those reviews point to the roast meats as the reason why to come here. They have millions of permutations of roast meat dishes that are served over rice, served in noodles, and served in many different ways. We're going to order mainly roast meats today, and I'll show you what they have. Hopefully it gives me a good indication as to the quality, and we'll see how things are. Come take a look. Now here's the menu for Sai Gai, and this menu starts off with the 2 lobster special, which is $48, and the single lobster is $25. Then you have appetizers, and when you flip the page, you have chung fan. There's 6 different types. They're all really cheap, only $4. We have kanjis, and these come with different types of proteins. Then we have soup noodles. The soup noodles contain the roast meats proteins and also some wonton. And as we move along, we have some more appetizers. Now these appetizers are mainly single plates of the roast meats. Some are not, for example, the stewed beef brisket and tendon. Next we have cold dishes served on rice, which is basically the roast meats on top of rice in various ways of serving. They're all between $8 to $10. Next we have Cantonese noodles. These are your chow funs, your stir-fried noodles, your lo meins. And over here you have Hong Kong style lo mein, which is a different type of lo mein. Next you have fried rice. Then you have the hot dishes served over rice, and all these are between $9 to $10. Basically they're proteins and vegetables that are stir-fried, and then they contain a gravy that's poured over white rice. And next we have soups. We have pork dishes, for example, sweet and sour pork. The 3 favorite pork dishes are all here. You have beef dishes, you have vegetable dishes, then you have the seafood. The seafood dishes tend to be a little more expensive, but they're very reasonable, between $18 to $21. Then we have chicken dishes, and these are all about $17. And here it is. We're at the end of the menu, the Sai Gai menu. The first dish that I ordered is a plate rice. Now, the plate rice contains roast pig and also contains roast duck. And it looks like they gave me a piece of the duck back and also a drumstick of the duck. And we also have a piece of roast pig. Now I asked for the fattier parts, and look, they delivered. And let's take a closer look. Let's see what we got here. Okay, as I squeeze it, you can see that it's nice and juicy. Let's look at another piece here. Okay, this is mainly fat. Okay, there's some meat on this one. So yeah, there's about 5 pieces here. This is one complete dish. I'm thinking that this is probably going to be about $13. So let's take a little look at the duck. Let's look at the quality here. And yeah, touching it is nice and juicy. It's nice and soft. So we'll give that a try very soon. Okay, the first dish I'm going to try is the roast pig. And here's the roast pig. I took a very fatty piece, Now, this one has just a tiny bit of fat, tiny bit of meat here and a lot of fat. Nice and crispy. The meat is not really there, it's mainly fat, but the skin is extremely crispy. Very nice. Now I'm going to try a piece with more of the meat, like this one. Very good. It's seasoned very well, not overpowering. It has the right amount of salt. I would have to say it's also at the right temperature, so because of the warmness, I can tell that the meat was recently cooked. It's very good. Or they, not recently cooked, but maybe it's very fresh. It's been hanging there, but for not too long. So I really like it. It has the perfect texture. But I was really glad that they gave me plenty of skin. Nice and crunchy, as you can see. The next meat I'm going to try is the roast duck. Now, this is a piece of the roast duck. I believe this is the back. With duck, the back and the front, pretty much the same. Absolutely delicious. Very juicy, right amount of salt. It has that nice, juicy, oily flavor that you get when you bite into the duck. And it's definitely seasoned like a traditional Cantonese roast duck. Is very good. I would have liked to have gotten the breast, but the back is just as good. If you get the breast would be a bigger piece of meat, but this is okay. If you take a look at this dish, I ordered two meats in this dish. The roast pig and also the duck. Now, this plate of rice also has boiled vegetables. This is a Napa cabbage. This dish is intended to be a complete meal in and of itself. I'm thinking that this dish is probably $13, but I'll find out when I get the bill. Basically, if you order this kind of dish, they'll scale down the size of proteins to make it a reasonable portion. The next dish that I ordered is the beef tendon and beef stew. In Chinese, it's called ngao nam. Here we have a good selection between the tendon type parts and also the beef parts. Over here I see something that looks like tofu, but it's not. It's actually the beef tendon. And let's give this a touch and see how tender it is. I'll use my fingers. And yes, you see how tender this is. It's very nice. There's some broth down here. So yeah, this is a pretty decent portion for about $9. The next dish that I'm trying is the beef brisket and tendon. Now the beef brisket and tendon comes in fattier pieces and also non-fat pieces. This dish has a good balance between the two. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to try one of each. Now, this one is the fattier piece, as you can see. Okay. That's a brisket connected to a tendon. So you get the snap of the tendon, and you also get the beefy flavor of the brisket. It's interesting. I taste a little spiciness in it. I think it might be black pepper, but it tastes like your traditional Cantonese beef brisket and tendon. This dish is braised. It comes with a soup or with a braising stock that's added into this dish, which is good. You can rehydrate your beef. Yeah, so far so good. Let's try a very beefy part. This one has almost no fat. Let's see what this is like. Okay. It's been braised very well. It falls apart in my mouth. The boiling has tenderized the meat. The braising is very good. Now, this beef brisket is normally thrown into a bowl of noodles, and you can eat this alone, and I ordered it alone. It's a $9 dish, ordered alone. It's delicious. They're very generous with the portions. Despite this having not that much fat or tendon, this is pleasant to eat. The next dish I ordered is the roast pork, the barbecued roast pork. And wow, this looks really nice. Look how glistening the roast pork is. This is my #1 roast meat. This has to be good. Now, wow, this is nice and hot. They made it nice and hot. As I'm touching it, Yes, it feels nice and soft. Not super soft, but like a medium soft, like a 5 out of 10. This seems to be good. Now let's take another look at another piece. Yeah, this one has a little more fat, as you can see. The main thing here is that we're going to try the taste, which is the most important thing about this dish. The next dish that I'm going to try is the tassu, or the barbecue roast pork. Now this is what it looks like. In my introduction, I've discovered that they gave us more of the skinny roast pork. Let's give it a go. Very good. The flavor has penetrated the meat. It's a very strong flavor. It's not too salty, but there is a good amount of salt, which is a good thing. This type of roast pork is very much the type of roast pork that you use to make roast pork noodles, to make roast pork chow fun, stuff like that. So there's plenty of flavor in the meat. I'm going to try to find the piece that is more fat, like this one. Now let's see what this is like. Okay, tastier. As I suspected, with more fat, there's more flavor. I'm not saying that the non-fat pieces have no flavor, but it's just a more satisfying mouthfeel. This is a nice plate of pork, and for $9, they give you quite a bit. I estimate that this is about maybe 3/4 of a pound. The dish I ordered is the beef chow fun. Now, the beef chow fun has a very strong aroma of wok hei. I can smell it, even as I'm showing you the dish. And they use the nice broad noodles, a very good sign. This dish has a lot of beef in it. I'm looking at it, and it's everywhere. The cuts of beef are sliced, I think, kind of thickly, which is okay, as long as the taste is good. There's sprouts in this dish, as usual. Yeah, it looks really good. It's not too dark, so there's not too much soy sauce in here, but it does smell very good. And finally, there's some spring onions here, so we're going to try this very soon. The final dish that I'm going to try is the beef chow fun. Look how big this plate is. This plate is about 8 inches across, and let's try this. Mainly the chow fun and the beef. So let's start off with the chow fun. The chow fun definitely has the wok hei. It's not super dialed up. I would say it's maybe a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, but it's good. You definitely taste it. It comes with plenty of beef, as I mentioned before. Now, I'm taking a piece of beef that's a bit thicker than normal, and let's try this. Now, that's a good piece of beef. The reason why it's good is because it's been velveted, super easy to chew, so soft. Not only that, the marinade, the soy sauce marinade has penetrated through. That's one of the best beef in beef chow fun that I've had this year. It's so soft, but not artificial tasting. Some people think velveting makes it artificial tasting, but not this one. Even though it's been velveted, it retains its original beef flavor. It's really nice. Finally, they were very generous with the portions. I think I may have said that already. Okay, the meal is over. I have to say that there's a reason why Sai Gai has been here forever, as long as I remember. They serve dishes that are so inexpensive, so filling, and they know what they are, meaning that the restaurant knows that they must excel in roast meats, because basically everything that they serve here, almost everything, is derived from those roast meats, whether it's on noodles or on rice or congee, all that stuff. So if you want roast meats that are cheap, you should come here, especially for plate rices or bowls of noodles. I would definitely recommend coming here. Let's say theoretically you wanted a plate rice for 10 people. You would just spend $100. It's that simple. It's just cheap, but very good. I have an exciting new segment for the Minute Review Show, and this segment is called the Star of the Show. What is the star of the show? It is the best dish that I had after ordering my usual assortment. So today I ordered 4 different dishes. I want to present to you the star of the show. And today, the star of the show is the beef chow fun. There's 2 reasons why I chose the beef chow fun. Number 1, the beef was amazing. It was velvety, it tasted great, nice and soft and chewy. And also, there's plenty of wok in the noodles. The noodles themselves were the broad chow fun noodles, which I love, which is how I feel beef chow fun should be made. So this is definitely the star of the show. Please remember that I'm not saying that the roast meats aren't good, but to me, this is the best dish out of the 4 that I ordered. I think I established that this restaurant is one of the oldest in Chinatown. That got me to think, are there other places that you think I should try that are neighborhood institutions? Please let me know in the comments. Maybe a super old restaurant, maybe in Brooklyn, maybe in Queens, maybe in Manhattan. But wherever you are in the tri-state area or further abroad, let me know what old established places I should try. I'm always curious about these types of places. I want to thank everyone for watching the Minute Review Show. I want you to go to my homepage and take a look at all the different playlists that I've created. There's maybe 3 additional playlists that I created. And also, please tell your friends who you have about this channel, and also tell your friends who are traveling to New York to give the Minute Review Show a try. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. The final bill before tip is $44.64.